Listen, as written in Scripture, it's not good for a man to be alone. This is the whole idea behind why God gave us this helper, this woman, this that's suitable for the man, the counterpart, the opposite sex. It all makes perfect sense. It's not good for a man to be alone. I've spent far too much time alone, a single man, far too much time. And I'm at a point where, you know what? I found somebody I feel like I could give 100% of myself to. This is something I didn't even know I was looking for, really. But I'm completely taken by this girl. She's perfect for me in every way. And I haven't been able to shut up. And, um, and I feel like I need to ask forgiveness because I am so forward. But again, I can't resist. And I've got to live with myself. So I've got to make this attempt. I can't restrain my love for her. But it's not good for a man to be alone. I spent far too much time alone. And no man is an island unto himself. You know, men, when they're alone, as I've spent time with a lot of men in the past, they get into banter, locker room talk, you might say, and it's often very foolish and vulgar. And I never really partook of it. But yet, some of it can't help but seep in, and it's foolish talk. It's improper talk. It's speech that does not edify, but does the opposite. It serves to reveal the foolishness in the hearts of these men. And if women could be a fly on the wall, they would understand what I'm talking about. And I never was that man, and I never want to be anything like those men. So the further away I get from those types of guys, and that might explain why I don't even. Men are not particularly sociable creatures, anyhow, so it's kind of unnatural, really. I mean, men might act like they enjoy socializing a lot, but really they don't. They just really want to be with their beloved. Men in their right mind know where they want to spend their time and who they want to spend their time with, and it's with their beloved. So again, please forgive me. It just, I'm not going to talk foolishly like that anymore. That's never going to happen for the rest of my life. I feel confidently certain that I can safely say that. But men are not right alone. I don't care how they may appear being single and saying that's they love being single. I wouldn't have it any other way, they might say. They might be beaming with pseudo happiness. I know it's pseudo happiness because they're not. No man is happy alone. He needs a beloved, or he needs to be seeking a beloved. He cannot be happy. It's unnatural. It's unhealthy. It harms a man's soul, his spirit, his essence, his being. He needs a partner. He needs a better half. He needs a woman to fulfill him, to make him whole. A minimum needs to be seeking her, having his heart and mind open to that, and reaching out. Men do have to do the footwork. You've got to let them know, guys. And that's all I'm doing here. I'm trying to let her know how I feel about her. But right now it's time for apology. But my speech was far too risque for my liking. And I have been angry with myself all week. And other people might say, well, wasn't that big a deal? Well, it hit me hard. It's humiliating, but what doesn't kill us only makes us stronger, and that's what's happening in this case. But it was definitely a faux pas, and it was a Freudian slip all rolled into one. And I can't even cop misspeaking because it was in my heart, but it never should have come out my lips. NBC did a dreadfully crappy piece. It was on the evening news. I'm talking about the national news. And it involved Los Angeles real estate. And they're telling people that it's a buyer's market and it's a seller's market. They're interviewing real estate agents. And they're saying for anybody making 500,000 a year, yeah, it's a great time. And this is where, how many people in LA are making 500 grand? It just makes me nuts. They don't do anything to educate people. They don't want people educated. They want people stupid. As long as they've got a solid demand on the market, they just don't care. They don't try to educate people that one man's value, his equity in his house, the unearned increment he garnished from just owning a piece of real estate, translates to another man's burden, to the price he's got to pay. We never talk about that. They talk about it like it's just reciprocal. It's always a good thing, win-win for all eternity. You can't lose. You can't possibly go wrong. Kind of like the plunge protection team on Wall Street, right? Don't worry, investors. This is always. It's just we're on a steady trajectory. Everything's just going to go up and up and up, better and better and better, and you're going to just pass your burden on to somebody else, make somebody else pay, and we couldn't call it capitalism, but nothing could be further from the truth. It's anti-capitalism. They don't do anything to try to educate people. It's price fixing, price rigging, market manipulation. It's colluding special interest groups. They debase your currency. They de-worth your currency. They dilute your currency and call it a good thing. They're sick and twisted people. I've been having some appointments at the dentist lately, and I got to tell you, I'm so happy with what they've done for me. It's nice to be able to smile a little bit, and I'm lucky that I have a few teeth left, and I just thank God and thank the dentists of the world out there for helping me out. We got this soccer pay dispute that the gals want the equivalent pay as the men, and who can blame them? But I say, look, these people are all making too much money, these athletes. So why don't we just bring the pay down to what the gals are getting paid? Okay, I mean, what do you think? You're going to get sympathy from the public on this? Come on. I believe in all, of course the women should be getting the same pay. Of course all people should be getting fair pay, living wages. Are these lady soccer players, are they speaking out on behalf of all the minimum wage workers who are being cheated out of a living wage? Are they doing anything? What do they care? I mean, and then they expect some. Come on, gals. Anybody out there? You care about yourself, but you don't care about others. It's every man for himself. I mean, what kind of a world is that? What are we leaving the next generation? Come on. Let's care about each other, not just ourselves. CBS Sunday Morning did a piece on firefighters' benefits, and they're breathing this toxic stuff from these fires, and this should be brought out into the light, and they should take more precautions. I mean, if these people are risking their lives to go into these fires, then they need to have better equipment, be better equipped, so they're not inhaling any of these toxic fumes. But of course they should be given all the benefits they need. We got this 17-year-old girl that lost her leg and 2 fingers to a shark somewhere in New Jersey or something, or Carolina, something like that. But she comes out and says she loves shark. I mean, she's 17 years old, this girl. She's a trip, man. God's a trip. It's got to be the power of God in this young lady. Jesse Ventura, I watched a video and he was talking about fluoride in our water added by the caring government for the health of our teeth, quote. It's an ingredient in Prozac, Jesse was pointing out. Yeah, I mean, it's absurd to think that they're going to dose us all with fluoride because the government's so caring and loving about us having healthy teeth. It's a brain damaging chemical. This is toxic waste. Literally, it has skull and bones on it. They're dumping that in the municipal water supply and telling it's a good thing. I mean, if they care about us so much, why don't they put vitamin C in the water? We all know we need that. Vitamin A, D, but no, just fluoride. In Dallas, we had this 22-year-old poor nut that outside the courthouse that committed a suicide by cop. It's very sad.